Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will cover advanced topic of Git. So I have created a PDF file to explain what topic we will cover in our today's session. So these are the slides here. So topics are uh, type of Git, branch management, local branch creation, remote branch creation, and post local branch to remote, and deletion of a local branch and deletion of a remote branch, and test our local changes, create a pull request, and review pull request, or merge or cancel a pull request. So these all topics we will cover in our today's session. Okay, so I have covered some short things in my each uh, slide, so you can go through, and also I will post link of this slide on my video's description. Okay, so you can download this file and you can check online as well. So these are the all slides here. Okay, so you can check there are multiple type of Git tools are available in the market. Some of tools are already comes integrated in your development IDs, and you can also use command line interface that we also call CLI, terminal and cell commands, and we have also graphical user interface that we call the GUI. So you can check. I have a bit Sourcetree. Generally I use Sourcetree for my Git operations. You can check, this is the Sourcetree, and you can check all operations here. You have visual in the visual formation. If I click on this repository, you can check pull, post, fetch, and like branches, or you can, like, using this you can create a branch or you can merge a branch. So you can use this. There are also some tools are available in the market. You can also give a try to them, but I prefer Sourcetree. So you can check some paid tools like Tower and SmartGit. These are the free tools, and you can check Sourcetree from Bitbucket and GitHub desktop from the GitHub. So generally we use these two tools. Okay, so and also for the repository creation, you can also create a local repository in your system, and if you want to create a repository on server or remote, you can have some uh, platforms like GitHub, Bitbucket, or GitLab etc. So generally we use these three. Okay, so in my demo I will cover GitHub and Bitbucket only. GitLab is also similar like these tools. So now we are creating a local repository. So you can create a local repository using a terminal. So you can write your commands here and you can create a repository using a terminal. Okay, and another option, you can create a local repository using your development IDE. So in my case, I'm an iOS developer, so I use xcode. So using xcode you can also create local repository or any remote repository, but for that you have to add your remote account in your xcode. And third option, we have Sourcetree. It is from Bitbucket Atlassian. So using this you can also create a local repository. So you can check, these are my local repositories, and this one in this section, these all are my remote repositories. So you can check, these are the, this is a clone button. So this represent like you have a remote repository, and using this button you can clone that repository into your local system, and these all your local repositories. So anything or any changes when you made in your local repository, you can check like this. In this repository I have 2 changes, and this repository I have 1 changes. This is the master branch, and this is also in the master branch. Okay, and here you can check accounts. Okay, so this is the general setting of your source tree. Like when you commit, so what the author name will be display on git revisions and git versions, and which email ID you want to show, and this is some basic settings, and these are the accounts. So you can add multiple accounts in this. I have added my one account, and repository hosted that account are displaying here. Okay, so any repository from the list you can clone and start working on that. Okay, so now we are going to create a local repository using Sourcetree. So for the local repository you have to click create a local repository, and if you have a remote URL, like you have a repository on server on remote and you want to clone that, so you simply click on clone URL option. Now enter your repository path and then the destination and bookmark, and you have also some advanced options when you enter these details, and this option will be available. Okay, but for now we are creating a local repository. Like if you create a local repository, you always have a option that you can push that repository to your remote server, so you don't need to worry about that. Like if you have if you created a local repository and then later on you want to push that repository to server, you can also do that. Okay, so for now I am selecting path for my repository on desktop under the repos. Okay, so you can check, this is my destination path, this is the name of my repository, and this is the type of repository. So because we are covering git only in this session, so we will go with git only. Also if you click on this, so this repository will be created on your server or remote as well. Okay, so I'm not clicking this for now. So you can check, this is my single folder, so I don't want to create repository directly into the root folder, so I'm going to create another folder or repository folder inside the repos, like local repo. So I'm giving a name local repo. Okay. Here also this is the bookmark name, this is the folder name, and this is the bookmark name. When you create on this, okay, so your local repository is created. So this, so you can check nothing inside, this is empty repository, and if you go for the setting, you can also check remote setting is disabled, because this is a local repository, so remote details are not available. And if you go for this repository, you can check remote details are available. If you click on this, my remote details will be available, will be displayed. So in this, so this is the my master branch, and if I go inside my folder, or you can also navigate using this, so in the finder, go to this, into the local repo, make some changes like this. I have added a file, so you can check. Here is a single change, you can check like this. If I go here, you can check I have this file that is not committed. So if I click on this included into the version revision, so I can write a commit here. Adding test document. Okay, so now you can check, you can't push this to the remote because remote details are not available, so you can only commit this locally. Now you check, there is no changes are pending in this repository because you have committed all changes. Okay, like this. Okay, so our next topic is branch management. So when you create a fresh repository, even local or server, this master branch comes by default. Okay, and then next you can create other branches according your requirements. So I have explained some short description of branches that you manage in your uh, development or with your entire team. Okay, so like I have created development branch, dev branch or feature branches. Okay. So let's move on our source tree and let's check how we can create a branches. We are on the master branch, you can check here, this is your master branch, and you can also check branches here. Okay, so we have only a master branch here. Okay, you can also put some tags here, and this is the remote, so you can check it under the remote section. We don't have any remote because this is the local repository. Okay, also you can check some status, like we haven't saved any status or changes here, so this section is also empty. So now on the master branch we are going to another branch like development branch. Go to the branch like this, select the branch. So for now we have only one branch master, so drop down is not coming, so we can create develop. Okay, so this is our develop branch, and now you can also pick your parent comment or any specific parent for your sub branch. Okay, and also if you don't click this option, you will be on master branch only, even creating the development branch or any other branch. And if you click this one, so this will create a new branch, and also you will check out that branch. Okay, so I'm also checking out this branch, create branch. So check, we have two branches now. This one is master branch and this one is development branch. However, these are all very basic things I have already covered in my previous video, but for the understanding purpose I am explaining in this again. Okay, so now we are in master branch, and if I check out this is our development branch. Okay, and if you want to merge any branch, so like I want to merge this development branch into the master, so first check out the master branch. Okay, then right click on development branch. So you have some options like you can check differences, and you can also check out that branch or rebase, or you can merge development into the master. So if you do that, so now you have merged this development branch into the master branch. And if you want create another branch from the master or development, okay, so you can also create another branch. So now I'm creating a sub branch from development branch. Check out, so before creating any branch, check out that branch. Okay, so now click on branch, and then so you can check this is our develop branch, and now I'm going to create dev1. Okay, so my dev1 is new branch, and my another developer, that is developer1, will be work on this branch, and my second developer creating another branch. Dev second. Okay, so this is my second developer. So these two developer, first developer and second developer, will be work independently, and whenever they create a pull request, then pull request will be come to the develop branch, or from the develop branch, like your tech lead or your project owner can merge this branch to the master branch for the releasing a feature to the production. Okay, so this is the all basics regarding the all your local branch creation. In our next step, we will learn how to create a branch on remote. So next topic is remote branch. Okay, so remote branch is useful when you have multiple teams, they are working on from multiple locations on multiple machines. And also when you want to save your code on remote, so whenever your system crashes or any bad thing happen with your system, then your code is saved on the server, so you can take a pull from another machine and start working on that. Okay, but for the remote branch, before creating a remote branch, you must have a remote repository. So now let's check how we can create a remote repository on server. Okay, so we have two options for that. One is Git, and another one is Bitbucket. Okay, we also have some other options like GitLab, but GitLab okay, but for now we will cover only GitHub and Sourcetree only. Okay, so let's check how we can create a remote repository on Sourcetree. So these are my repositories. Okay, and if you want to create a new repository, click on this new button. Okay, you can check if you have multiple owners, like someone other organization or developer or any other account have given you access, you can that access will be displayed, that username will be displayed into this drop down list. Okay, and then your repository, so it can create some GitHub repo. So this name is available, we can create. Okay, and you can write a description about this repo. Okay, and this repo you can make it a private or public. So I'm creating this public repo, so you all can take a pull from this, or you can also clone that repo into your local system. And this is the option for create a readme file where you mention your project details, dependencies and all things. And this is the git ignore. So if you want some files that should not be included in your git revisions, git version, then you can include that files into this git ignore section. Okay, and this is for the license, so which license you want to include in your source code. You have multiple option here, and you can choose anyone from here, so I'm not selecting anyone. Okay, and then you can create a repo. Okay, so this is your repository that is on server. This is the GitHub server, and or you can also say GitHub remote. So this is repository on your GitHub remote. Okay, so whenever you want download this code, so simply you can download the zip code, or also you can download this or clone this on GitHub desktop. This is the desktop application from the GitHub, we are creating using a Sourcetree. Similarly, we can also use GitHub for the desktop. And this is for the this is the URL to clone this repository into your local system using HTTPS. Okay, and another option we have SSH, and this is for the GitHub CLI. So we generally use two options, HTTPS or SSH. Okay, and now similarly you can create a repository on Bitbucket as well. Okay, so in this section we have learned how we can create a remote repository on GitHub, and now we are going to cover this section to create a repository on Bitbucket. Okay, so for the initial level, both platforms are free with some limitations. Okay, now this Bitbucket gives you some more features, like you can create a workplace and project folder and then repository. Okay, so sometimes this you have a project where code includes some multiple platforms, like one code is for the Android, another code is for iOS, and middleware code as well. So you can create a workplace, and into the workplace you can create repositories. So but for now I'm creating a single repository. Okay, so but for that I already created some project, so I'm adding this my existing project, or I think we should create another new project because we are creating a fresh video. So let's say this one is, this should be like this is project name. Okay, if you want to include readme or any git ignore, you can select options from here, and here are some advanced features like description and forking and programming languages. So generally I work with or RX with, so I select these languages. Like now create a repository. Okay, so this is your repository on Bitbucket server, or you can say Bitbucket remote. So we have created repositories on GitHub and Bitbucket. Now this is our master branch that comes by default, and also here you can check this is the main branch which comes by default. So in GitHub they say main branch, and in Sourcetree it comes name as master branch. Okay, and if you want a clone this repository, you can using this button. Okay. You can clone using Sourcetree, clone using VS Code. So I think most of you are aware of the VS Code. Okay, so you can also clone this code using VS Code, and this is the HTTPS or SSS section. So, and this is option to copy this URL on a clipboard. So I'm copying this. Okay, so now like this, if I copy and then new and paste here. So this will ask your username and password. Then you have to enter your username and password here, and when you click on OK, this repository will be cloned into your local system. Okay, and if you want using second option, like clone using HTTPS. Okay, so this is for the HTTPS or SSH. This is for the HTTPS. Okay, so using both URLs you can clone a remote repository into your local system, because I have denied to enter my password, so that's why in throwing this error. Otherwise this will clone into your local system, like my other repositories, like this one, and this one, and also I have some remote repositories like this, so I can also download from this. In same way, we can clone repository from GitHub as well. Like we have using this button, we can clone from Sourcetree or Bitbucket, and using this section, we can copy this URL like this, okay, and go to our Sourcetree, okay, create on this clone from URL. Because this account is already I have set up in my Sourcetree, so this will not ask for the username and password. So like account is already authenticated, so you can check this is a Git repository, okay. So this source like this is a valid. So now this will ask for your path, so where you want to save your repository in your local system. So if I go and select my previous folder like repos, because a local repository I have already created in this, so I'm not going into this directory because this is another repository. So I'm creating another folder or another destination for my remote repository, okay, this one, into the repos, like this. Delete this one as well, okay. So you can check. So we have cloned that repository into your local system successfully, and you can also check this option, view remote. This is highlighted, that means remote details are available on this, okay. And if I click on this and go to the setting, so you can check this is my remote, okay. So you can edit, copy, okay, and you can also check hosted type at GitHub. So this shows like this repository hosted on GitHub, not on the Sourcetree or GitLab, okay. So I have copied this and going to my repos folder. This is my local repository, okay. So for the local repository, if I go to setting, you can check there is no remote. So if you want this repository to push to the server, simply add this, okay, and your remote name, like if I say origin, or you can say whatever you want. So for generalization I am giving origin, okay. So now you can check this option, view remote is highlighted. So if you click, okay, so if you if you push this code, like I have selected all branches, okay. So these all branches will be pushed to the origin. And what is the origin? GitHub. This is your path, okay. And if you have any custom origin, like you want to point any other origin or any other remote, you can add your custom URL here, okay. So for now I'm selecting my all branches because these are all local branches. So I want to post these all branches to my server. So if I click on OK, so you can check my all branches are being posted to my remote. So you can check new branch, that indicates that on the server these all are new branches, okay. So like now our local branches also are remote branches that are pointing to a same remote that we have already cloned in your local system, okay. So you can do you can create your multiple copies of your local repository in your system. So like git allows for that. Okay, so I have pushed my local branch. So now you have learned how you can create a local branch, and how you can push that local branch to your remote. Okay, and how, if you create a repository on server or remote, then how you can clone that repository into your local system. We have learned in our this demonstration. Okay, so if I go my remote, that is GitHub, you can check on this repository what this is showing. Like develop, we have on this branch, this is the recent branch, this one is also recent branch, and this is also recent branch, because by default it comes with main branch, so master is a new branch for this. Okay, so if you want like create a pull request, okay, so you have to simply click on this button, compare and pull request. And if you want for the create a pull request for the second branch, then you have to choose this one, and for the master you have to choose third one. Okay, or if you want to ignore, you can ignore as well. Or and later on you can go pull request section, and you can create a pull request from here as well. So in our code, this one, sorry, we can go in repository. Okay, so you can check these all our local branches like dev1, dev2, develop and master, all branches are here. Okay, and if we go in our master branch, there should be a file. You can check this file we have uploaded from your local system. And if we go any other branch except master, okay, now, okay, we also have that file, because we have created all branches from the master, and master have this file, so this file will be included into the all branches. Okay, and if we want to create any pull request, okay, like this, so like you can see this message, you cannot create any pull request because your all sub branches have same code. Okay, so like all the branches have all similar code, like we have a single file, so we cannot create any pull request, because pull request for the pull request we must have some changes, differences between the branches, like we have a base branch and another branch for the compare. So when we compare both branches, there must be some changes. Okay, so for our case we don't have any changes in our local these two branches. So let's say we can take an example, this one. In our local repository we are on second branch. Okay, so in our second branch we can create some files like this. I think there is some issue in my path. To extend it, new document, okay, sorry. Okay, and test file for dev, let me check, dev second. Okay, so we are on second branch, dev second. Okay, now save this file, desktop. Okay, so here we have created this file. Now we are saving this file into our repository. You can also navigate from here. So in finder, okay, repository. Now we have two files and we can commit these files. So you can also check differences. This is very small font. Okay. New file. Okay. Now you can also check when this repository was in our local system, this option was disabled. Now we have pushed this repository to remote, so now this option is available for us. So you can also check progress of uploading files in this console. Now going to our GitHub, into our repository root, so you can check this one. Okay, this is the recent change. Create a pull request. Then not, let me refresh this. Okay, and create a pull request, because it's saying main branch don't have any file to compare, because we did some we did some code initially in our master branch, because this was our default branch in local repository. Okay, so that is why we have to compare from our this master branch. And you can go to the branches, I think, setting repository. Because I want to delete this branch, because it's creating confusion for us, but I'm not it's the default branch. If I go to this branch, there should be an option to delete this branch. Okay, okay, so skip this for now. We later on we will check how we can delete this branch from here, because this is the like all GUI interface. So for the each platform you have different option in different hierarchy. So in this Bitbucket, you have all different options, and here you have different options. But here, like our Sourcetree app or like a CLI command, all commands are similar. Like if you are using GitHub, GitLab, or source, or Bitbucket, commands are similar. All commands are internally they are using same commands, but on GUI they places option in different places. So that is why we sometimes be confused when we use the multiple options. Okay, but options are same. If you don't find option, you can simply go to the terminal and write some commands, like for the git remote, it's fetching for the all branches from server. And if you want to push, you can write this command in your terminal. So by doing this thing, you can do your operations from CLI or local app. Okay, so now we are going to continue pull request. So this is our base branch, master, Okay, and this is our second branch where we upload new file, this one. Now you can check there is no conflict. Okay, able to merge. You can also merge it locally from here if you want to merge, but as like agile or any other project management tool, there are some set of rules where you have to follow that rules. So like to following that thing, uh, before merging locally, if you are in a large team or if you are working with team of multiple members, this is always like this is always a recommended, you should create pull request. Okay, so I'm going to create a pull request. This is my base branch, and this is my another branch to compare. Okay, so if you want, or if you want to leave any comment, you have a comment section here, but I'm leaving it empty and creating a pull request. Okay, so now you can check we have created this pull request, and if you want to close this pull request, you can close from here. Okay, and if you want to review like this, you can check in this the pull request we have only single comment. There is no check. Check means like you can create some you can add some uh, checks for the code validation, and like there are some third party tools or chat, some board kind of things they can uh, optimize or review or code on server side. So these are the check section for that, like Travis or any Fastlane you can add here. Okay, and this section for the file change, so you can review, like your reviewer can check what changes you have made in your new commit or this PR request. So you can check we have created a file, and that file contains some text like this, because this file converted into or encoded, so that is why this showing like this, but you can check text here. Okay, so these are the we are okay. If you want to approve, you can approve it. If you want to you want to suggest your developer like, oh, this is not correct, or you want to advise them something else, you can simply request changes. Okay, but for my testing purpose I'm going to review. Okay, so simply I can click on approve and submit review. For this case, in my case, like I have created this pull request, so I cannot approve this because this is my pull request. So there's some must another person from my team, another team member can approve this only. Okay, so but if like you think you have created this pull request mistakenly, or you want to cancel this, you can simply go here. Okay, and this is your pull request, and you can close from here. Okay, and okay, and what is next? I think if I close this pull request, okay, so I have closed this pull request because I want to show you how we can merge code locally. Okay, so same thing we can do local in our local system. Okay, so we have added a file in our dev second branch. Now we want merge this file into development. Okay, so let's check out the development branch. Okay, and then right click on this one and select this option, merge dev second into your development dev. Okay, now you can check you have successfully merged, or you can now push these changes to your remote. Now this button, okay, develop is selected because we have made changes in develop only, so all other branches are unchanged, and you can check the status of your uploading. Okay, so this process is you follow when you don't want to create a pull request, or you are not working with multiple team, or bypass the pull request. Okay, so you can simply merge from your local system like this, and you can check your changes here. This is my repository. Okay, and my branch, this is my, okay, now you can check in our develop branch we have two files, because we have merged our second dev second branch into develop, so we have that code also in this branch as well. And you can check version history, like 10 minutes ago we have added this file. Okay, and if we go another branch like dev1, okay, you can check we only have a single file. Okay, and what is next? Local branch to remit we have covered. Okay, so how we can test our local changes, this is also important. So this is our local repository. Okay, we are in development, develop branch. Okay, and we are working in this file. Like I'm working this file. Okay, trying to save local status. Okay, so I'm working on this file, so you can check there there is a single change in our file, in our repository, and same time we have a requirement when we have to switch this switch from this branch to my master branch or any other branch. But you can check there are some uncommitted changes, and I also don't want to commit this, so what we can do, we can stash these changes. Without stashing or without doing this thing, if we switch the branch like to this one, if I check out this one, you can check this is throwing an error. Okay, uh, this want to save our local changes or discard local changes. Okay, so that is why stash is important. Okay, what I'm doing, I want to stash my uncommit changes. Go to the repository section. Okay, stash changes, add some meaningful description here, local changes in develop. Okay, and click on stash button. And if you want to keep that stash in your current branch, then you can choose this option. But because I want to discard after the saving these stash, so I'm marking it unchecked. Okay, so now you can check in our develop branch we don't have any uncommit changes. So now we are free now to create a new branch. Okay, or switch to another branch. Okay, or also in our I'm in my second branch. Okay, I want to take that changes into this file or this branch, like dev second. Okay, so what we can do, go to the stash and apply this stash into current branch. So this is also important, like by mistake this is your branch. Okay, and mistakenly you have checked out this branch for some purpose, and you have started working on this, and after like you have completed your most of the work, and you realized like this changes should be done in this dep second branch. So for that, in that case, simply uh, you can stash those changes, then move your another branch when on that branch you want to switch the changes. Okay, and if you want to create another branch and then move uh, then you want to move those changes into that new branch, you can also do that thing by creating a new branch. Okay, like this. So I'm on dev branch. Okay, now I want to stash my changes here. So I'm going to apply my stash like this. Okay, so now you can check, here are some uncommit changes, and what are the uncommit changes? Trying to save local stash. Okay, if I'm going to double check or verifying this, going to my repository path and going to open this test file, you can check now we have these changes into our dep second branch. If I switch my branch to this, because initially I did the changes into develop branch, so let's check still we have those changes or not. Okay, because we discarded and stashed those changes, so this should not be in your develop branch. I'm going to check, so in finder okay, this is what happened. I think this is happening because we have applied stash, so we have to discard all changes first. So for discarding all changes, go to the repository and reset. Okay, so reset all changes. Now if you go to the file under this, you can check we don't have those changes. Now if I apply stash, okay, in my current branch, this is the stash, I apply stash, no problem. There are some uncommit changes, so first we have to we are on develop branch, reset, refresh this, and now what is the problem here? Like we don't have any local changes, but it's still saying we have to save something. There is nothing to save. Let's say if I click on this, so if I apply on this one, it's working. Okay, and if I discard all changes from file status, you can check all changes here. Okay, and if I discard all changes from here, or you can also do like right click on this and reset all changes like this. Okay, and if I go develop, okay, so now you can check you have applied your stress successfully. So sometime it creates some cache in your local system, so that is why it create issue. So you can simply do like go to this and simply you can refresh like this and switch the branch, and before switching your branch make sure you are committing your local changes, or if you don't want to commit you can stash them. Okay, that you can check in our video. Before like I was trying to apply my stash but it was throwing some error, so simply I discarded all things because I was sure like all things I have already saved in my stash. So that's why I discarded everything, and then I go this section and refreshed and switched my branch to this. Okay, and discard local changes because I don't want to save each time because I have already saved here, so that is why. And then I come here, check out this. Okay, then refresh and then apply stash. Okay, so now it's working fine. So in this video we have covered all like advanced thing that we uses in github. We have covered all things in this video. So if you have any query and anything like one thing I forgot, if you want to fetch like you are branch on developer dev1, okay, and your another developer or your another team member, let me first discard this, reset, and your other team member is working on develop branch. Okay, and this is from another location. So if you have some changes like on this, like whenever you have change you will see the changes on this icon, above this icon. And if you have some local push, then you have some indications here or maybe here. Okay, so like if you want to pull anything from server side or remote side, then you have to click on this. Okay, and then you have to select origin. So I select my origin this one only, and this is my branch. So which branch you want to fetch your changes. Okay, so I want to fetch my all changes from develops. Okay, so I have selected my develop branch. Okay, and like now you can check this pulling all things from my my develop branch to my local system. We have covered all advanced topics of Git. So for more updates you can subscribe my channel, you can like my videos, and you can share this video to your friends. Till then, thank you, bye bye.